Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Matt.
And today we are talking about part 2 of A Terrific Time in Taichung.
So, Taichung, we've learned about this great trip that this person's having. So, what do you like to do when you go to Taichung, Kiki?
Well, I'm usually there for work.
Okay.
And when I do go, though, I really like visiting the Costco there.
The Costco? That's not a typical, tourist destination.
Well, because I like a lot of the things that they sell there. I think they have a wider variety compared to the Costco here in Taipei. So that's something I like to do. Why? Do you have any other suggestions?
There's lots of great stuff in Taichung. You can go out to the Gaomei wetlands. You can see the National Theater, which has beautiful architecture and is beautiful inside as well. You can go to the 921 Earthquake Museum.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a good time. You can go to the Calligraphy Greenway, where there's lots of, people busking, playing music and selling things. You can walk through the Greenway to another big park where every year they have a huge jazz festival.
Okay, now jazz festival, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so there's plenty of reasons for you to want to visit Taichung.
Okay, well, I guess next time I visit Taichung again, I should put aside some extra time or set aside some extra time just to visit those interesting places.
I think so, not just Costco next time.
Okay, fine. All right, let's check out today's article.
I enjoyed visiting the National Museum of Natural Science, but the National Taiwan Museum of Fine Arts was even better. It's a wonderful brutalist building located in a lush park. I was interested in the art collections on display, but I mostly liked checking out the building, both inside and out. Just like the Taipei Fine Arts Museum, it has vast spaces to explore and nice places where you can sit and think.
All right, let's get right into part 2 of A Terrific Time in Taichung.
All right. I enjoyed visiting the National Museum of Natural Science, but the National Taiwan Museum of Fine Arts was even better. It's a wonderful brutalist building located in a lush park. Okay, so they said it's a brutalist building. Brutalist architecture is a style of making buildings, and it's a style that shows lots of the building materials exposed on the outside. So you can see things like just concrete surfaces, and usually these buildings also have lots of angles, lots of angular designs, so you can see sharp angles and building materials like concrete or maybe steel beams or metal and things like that. You think of brutalist architecture.
Okay, so kind of industrial vibe.
Yeah, that kind of look, yes.
Right, and this building is located in a lush park. So this lush park is basically where lots of vegetation are growing healthy and, just lots of different greenery, okay? So, and also lush is basically when you're trying to describe something to look very pretty and full. Okay, and locate is basically the precise place where something is. Okay, so now we know that the museum, it is located, it's situated in this very luscious park. And our example sentence is, Taipei is located in northern Taiwan.
Yes, it is.
All right, back to the article. I was interested in the art collections on display, but I mostly liked checking out the building, both inside and out. Just like the Taipei Fine Arts Museum, it has vast spaces to explore and nice places where you can sit and think. Okay, so our writer, although they visited the Science Museum, we find out that they like art. They go to the museum and they really enjoy the art collection there.
Right, yeah, so they've also been to the Taipei Fine Arts Museum. So this person is a lover of fine arts. But, for me, I would have skipped the Fine Arts Museum.
Okay, but they also really enjoyed looking at the buildings.
Right, so they said the building has vast spaces, vast open spaces. So vast meaning large or expansive or great in quantity. So having a lot of something is also a vast number of something. Or so when we talk about a vast area or vast space, we really just mean very big and very spacious. So, for example, my parents own vast amounts of land in the south of the country.
Okay, well, so now we know that if you really want to enjoy some art, Taichung is a great place to do it. But what else can we do in Taichung? We will find out after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续跟着作者游台中。那作者提到说，他喜欢参观国立自然科学博物馆，但是他更喜欢国立台湾美术馆。那是一栋绝佳的粗犷主义风格的建筑。那么位于一座绿意盎然的公园里面，他对展出的艺术收藏感到兴趣，但是他主要是喜欢参观这一栋建筑，室内室外都是。就像台北市立美术馆一样，有广阔的空间可以探索，也有可以让你坐下来思考的地方。好，单字 locate 或是念作 locate 这个动词，它表示使什么坐落于，那常常会用 be located in 或是 on 加上名词，表达位在什么什么什么。那么 Kiki 老师有用到 situated 这个字 situated situated 它可以形容是位于哪里的，或是处于什么什么地方的。再看到 vast 它可以形容尺寸啊、数量或是范围等等，它是巨大的、广大的。好，那补充一下，文中的 brutalist 它是指粗犷主义的或是粗野主义的，它是一种建筑风格来强调这种简朴实用。那通常就会让钢筋、混凝土等等的建材暴露在外，不做涂漆修饰，而且多为方正的几何直角形。那么 Matt 老师这时候有用到一个形容词叫 angular angular 它是形容有尖角的、有棱角的。好，那文中还有用到 lush 来形容草木茂盛的、青葱翠绿的。Kiki 老师这次有提到一个名词是 vegetation vegetation 那这个是植物的总称，或者是指植被的意思。老师还有用到 greenery， 在 green 后面加上 ery， 那这个名词表示绿色植物或是绿色景观。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。这边要介绍的是 check out 的常见用法。那第一种，它可以当及物用来表达看一看、瞧一瞧，像是 Let's check out the new mall， 我们去看看那一间新的购物中心吧。第二个，它可以当不及物用来指结账退房、办理退房手续，后面还可以接 of 加名词来表达退房、离开某地，像是 They checked out of the hotel at noon， 他们中午退房离开旅馆。好，那接话课文中。
Afterward, I went to a much older place. The Taichung Literature Museum would perhaps be better named Old Japanese House, as it is a charming Japanese-style building. Sitting outside among the enormous banyan trees there, I felt very relaxed. There is also a wall that you can write on with a brush and some water to show off your calligraphy skills. This first proper visit to Taichung was one of my favorite short trips ever, because it really changed my whole view of the place. As I walked down the leafy avenues or through Central Park, I was already planning my next visit and looking forward to returning.
Welcome back. Before the break, we find out that the author of the article, they are really into art. So when they were in Taichung, they got to visit the Fine Arts Museum, and they really enjoyed the art collection. But not only did they enjoy the art collection, they also really enjoyed looking and observing the building, because it was a very interesting building. It's a brutalist building,
yes.
Right? So that's very interesting, especially if you like that type of industrial style. Okay, so what else did they do?
Let's see. Afterward, I went to a much older place. the Taichung Literature Museum would perhaps be better named Old Japanese House, as it is a charming Japanese-style building.
Oh.
All right, well, I kind of disagree with the writer here, and I think that naming something Old Japanese House isn't a good name. I think Literature Museum is a nicer name for this place.
Especially since you know that going to this place, you will see things that have something to do with the subject, right? In this case, it's a literature museum. So we probably learn about literary works that are important.
It's like if they named the Fine Arts Museum Brutalist Building. But anyway, all right, so this is a charming place. So charming means attractive and appealing. So something that is nice in a way. So when you see something charming, you will think, oh, that is nice. Maybe I want to have that. That's something I like. So, for example, the Charming Cafe serves a variety of cakes and cookies.
Okay, so it seems like the author, they're really into architecture, I think.
I think they've mentioned, not only in the first part, they mentioned the old Taichung train station.
Oh, that's right.
And then also, this brutalist architecture of the Fine Arts Museum, and now this old Japanese house.
Okay, let's see, what else do they do at the Literature Museum? Sitting outside among the enormous banyan trees there, I felt very relaxed. That sounds like something I would enjoy. Just sitting there under a big banyan tree, under big trees, it feels very calming. Okay, so enormous is basically when you are describing something to be huge, something to be really big, it's massive. And in this case, they're talking about this big tree where you can sit under. An example sentence is, the mall is enormous. We'll never find the store we need.
All right. So continuing on, there is also a wall that you can write on with a brush and some water to show off your calligraphy skills. Okay. And calligraphy is, of course, a stylized kind of writing. So it's sort of like making art with words by writing them in a beautiful way.
Okay. This first proper visit to Taichung was one of my favorite short trips ever because it really changed my whole view of the place. As I walked down the leafy avenues or through Central Park, I was already planning my next visit and looking forward to returning. Okay, so obviously the writer has a total change of perception of what Taichung is like. And from what it sounds like, Taichung has a lot of parks and greenery, and we talk about these leafy avenues. When something is leafy, basically it's talking about just the plants and vegetation growing in a very healthy way, and everywhere you go, there's just trees.
Trees with leaves.
Right.
Okay. So they mentioned these leafy avenues. So an avenue is a very wide street, and usually an avenue has trees along it. So that's why they have these leafy avenues, because there are trees along an avenue. Another example, Alice lives on an avenue with many restaurants.
Okay, so I think after this article, it's important to keep in mind that sometimes places that we go to, especially if you're traveling for work, you might not get to go there for a long period of time. So it might just be a short and first impression. So sometimes we need to give a place a second chance and really explore it so that you could find out what a unique place it might actually be. And we have a what do you think?
All right.
So what is the main thing you like to do when you visit a new place? And I know you love exploring and traveling, Matt.
I do. I enjoy exploring new places, and I like to do that, by walking on foot. So whenever I first arrive at a place, I really just like to, first check into my accommodation, and then after that, just walk out and just walk. So usually hopefully staying in the city center so that I can just walk around and get a real feel for the city and, really find out where everything is so that I have, I have a real map in my head of the city.
That makes sense. Well, I enjoy history.
Okay.
So I focus on the more historic side, and I'll try to find out where I'm staying and what its historical significance might be, especially sometimes if I stay, let's say, at a hotel, an Airbnb or something, and it's in a nice old building, I would try to find out a little bit about its history.
Okay, that's very interesting. All right, so I'm glad that the author of this gave Taichung a second chance because it is a nice place to visit. So, always give places another chance. Places change over time, and maybe you'll enjoy them more the second time. That's all for today. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
之后，作者来到了台中文学馆，它是一栋迷人的日式建筑。那他坐在外面的巨大榕树丛中，感到非常的放松。那边还有一面墙，可以让你用毛笔蘸水在上面书写，展现你的书法技能。好，单字 charming 就是形容迷人的、富有魅力的。enormous 则是形容像尺寸啊、数量等等，它是巨大的、庞大的。那补充单字 banyan， 它是指榕树。calligraphy 则是指书法。好，那作者最后写到，这次的旅程是他最喜欢的短途旅行之一，那也彻底改变了他对这个地方的看法。当他走在林荫大道上，或是穿越中央公园的时候，已经在计划他下一次的旅行了，很期待可以再次回来。那 avenue 这个字，它就是指街道、大街或是大道。那这个单字常常会用于街道名称里。Kiki 老师聊到，作者完全改变了他对台中的看法。这时候老师用到 perception 这个名词。Perception 它表示看法见解，那这个字也可以指视觉上的感知感觉。好，这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 show off 的意思跟用法。第一个，它可以当及物用来表达展现自豪的人事物，来吸引别人注意。例如 ，The singer showed off her engagement ring on the red carpet。那位歌手在红毯上展示她的订婚戒指。第二个呢 ，show off 可以当不及物用来表达炫耀、夸耀，这时候常常会带有贬义。例如 ，Jake is always trying to show off in front of his friends。Jake 总是试着在他的朋友面前卖弄炫耀。那第二个重点是 look forward to 加上名词或动名词，这是表达期待、盼望，用来指期盼某事发生，带有兴奋的语义。那么其中的 to 是介系词，后面要接名词或动名词。我们看两个例句。Ben is looking forward to the field trip. Ben 很期待这一次的校外教学。I'm looking forward to seeing you at the party. 我很期待在派对上见到你。好，那么以上今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
I enjoyed visiting the National Museum of Natural Science, but the National Taiwan Museum of Fine Arts was even better. It's a wonderful brutalist building located in a lush park. I was interested in the art collections on display, but I mostly liked checking out the building, both inside and out. Just like the Taipei Fine Arts Museum, it has vast spaces to explore and nice places where you can sit and think. Afterward, I went to a much older place. The Taichung Literature Museum would perhaps be better named Old Japanese House, as it is a charming Japanese-style building. Sitting outside among the enormous banyan trees there, I felt very relaxed. There is also a wall that you can write on with a brush and some water to show off your calligraphy skills. This first proper visit to Taichung was one of my favorite short trips ever, because it really changed my whole view of the place. As I walked down the leafy avenues or through Central Park, I was already planning my next visit and looking forward to returning.
Winnie, what are you doing here?
I just transferred to this branch today.
What a coincidence! I was transferred here today too! It's time for translations! And the topic is when you meet someone by chance. Okay, the first one is 真巧.
2,000 years later.
It starts with a C.
Coincidence.
Yeah, say it one more time.
What a coincidence.
So lucky to see you.
Oh, nice. It's very lucky to see you, or what a coincidence. Okay, next we have 我今天巧遇艾瑞克.
I meet Eric.
I came across Eric today.
Oh,
Nice.
nice! All right, what did we learn today? Today's translations, we're talking about how to reply when we see someone or meet someone by chance. The first one is, what a coincidence! Coincidence in the phrase means a remarkable event that happened that was not planned at all. When you add what a, you create an exclamatory sentence. So the whole phrase would be, what a coincidence! The second phrase is, I bumped into Eric today. In the phrase, the word bump means to hit something or somebody. So the phrase bump into somebody means to unexpectedly see or meet someone. The other way of saying this would be to run into somebody. And those are our translations for today. KiWi later!